Bet you can't guess what my new favorite gun in Modern Warfare is. Alright, you guessed it, the AK-47. Now why is this now my favorite assault rifle in Modern Warfare? What happened to the M13? And even on live streams I've said, really, I just like the M4 or the Kilo. But the AK-47 took over as my favorite assault rifle in Modern Warfare, both in terms of how it's designed and how it feels to use. So first, let's talk about its design. Its design fits in with the meta of Modern Warfare, while also blending challenge with reward. So let's talk about that for a second. So when I say it fits the meta, I mean that it fits the meta more than other weapons that I could compare to it. First things first, it has a 30-round magazine, and the first upgrade, one of the first upgrades you can do to it, one of the first attachments you get for it, is a 40-round magazine, which immediately puts it over the other heavy automatic assault rifles in the game like the Odin and the Scar. Those weapons are inherently limited by their ammo. Even though the Scar fires a bit faster than the AK-47, it burns through its ammo very quickly and requires an attachment slot even to just have a standard 30-round magazine. Because of the AK-47's lower rate of fire, you might think it doesn't fit in with the meta, but it can do the same thing that the Scar can do, which is 2-shot headshot at just about any range. The weapon can also 3-shot to any part of the body within 30 meters, so even though with that lower rate of fire, it really allows for you to take out somebody very quickly. That's why the AK-47, despite its low rate of fire, actually deals more damage per second than the Scar. The AK having the option for a 40 or 75 round magazine, while also being able to get 2-shot kills to the head, with a recoil pattern that goes pretty much completely vertical, just makes it a better gun than the Scar in my opinion, because yes, the Scar kills I think 14 milliseconds faster compared to the AK in optimal conditions. But if someone isn't using a magazine attachment on their Scar, after they kill you, they likely have to reload, especially at longer distances when they're not hitting all of their shots. Whereas with the AK-47, I feel like I could take out an entire team with a 40-round magazine without reloading in optimal conditions, whereas with the Scar, I'd have to reload. Ammo is a big deal in this game. The meta-dominating weapons have 45-round mags, 50-round mags, 60-round mags, and you're not going to be able to compete against them with 20 rounds, and if you have to slow your gun down just to have 30, and you're not shooting that much faster than the AK, it's not worth trying it out, in my opinion. Now you can make a really good Scar class. Nemsk made a really solid Scar setup that I reviewed on the channel. I really liked his Scar, I thought it was great, but the AK just has the upper hand here. All of the best Scar setups use 25 or 30 round magazines, and the AK can start at that point without needing an attachment. Then you can focus more on building the AK for accuracy or for speed, and both work just fine because this weapon does drop people very, very quickly, and has enough ammo to fight off 3 other people after you take out one person with that really fast TTK. The AK isn't too fussy. It's not like the FAL or the FAMAS or the Odin, where those are basically, marksman rifles. Those are weapons for mid to long range, precision aiming and timing. Those are shot pacing weapons, and they're fun to use. But the AK is a little bit more generous when you start missing shots. If you start missing with the FAL, it can be hard to get on target, same with the Odin, and same with the FAMAS. If you're using a FAMAS and you miss 1 or 2 bursts while trying to fight somebody, the other person you're fighting better be really bad because they're likely going to capitalize on your failure, whereas with the AK, obviously, it's a full automatic, hold the trigger and let the rounds fly weapon of war, and it's really fun to use. Now, the AK's challenge comes from the fact that sometimes it feels like this. Why? But that's also what makes it satisfying, in that recoil can really help you hit headshots, which adds to the weapon's ease of use without making it a meta-dominating, brain-dead rifle like the M4 or Kilo, 2 rifles I also enjoy using. The thing is that the M4 doesn't challenge me at all. It's very put your sight on somebody and hold the trigger down. But the AK challenges me and then gives me a better reward in return for that challenge than the M4 does for its absolute lack of one. Tap firing at a distance with the AK is important, going for headshots is important, but the gun isn't so fussy that you need 6 attachments in order for it to be optimal. That's sort of how I feel about the Odin and the FAMAS. Not really as much with the FAL, but definitely with the Scar, but the AK does not feel as fussy to me. In this gameplay, I'm using a flash hider, 40-round mag, stipple grip, laser, and sleight of hand. But I could also build this thing for accuracy and range and use it as a competent, very competent long-range weapon, or use it like an LMG. And now that the conversion kit is buffed, I could use it like an SMG. The only problem with the conversion kit is it only has 30 rounds, and you're still probably outclassed when trying to fight somebody using an MP5 or even an MP7, just due to their higher rate of fire, more low recoil nature. But the AK is now so versatile, it feels so rewarding to customize in so many different ways, just as long as you don't put on too many modern optics, because that'll just ruin the AK's flavor. The AK-47, even in close quarters, feels very usable to me, mostly because I can just get a 2-shot headshot. If I keep calm and aim high, that is. The gun requires something from me, which means that when I'm using it, I'm having to actively think. And I do believe that weapons that require you to actively control recoil, actively control your engagements, will make you a better player, and I think you'll play better with them because you're going less on autopilot, you're focusing on the weapon you're using. I think the AK-47 and weapons like the SCAR and the Odin and the FAL and the FAMAS are really bad for people that just go on autopilot. And that's where the awesome design of the AK comes in, and I wish more weapons were designed this way. Risk and challenge are balanced with reward, and the weapon is customizable and modular. You can really set it up for many different types of engagements and playstyles. Whether you're tapping heads or spraying and praying, rushing or camping, this gun can do it all. And because of the amazing art designers at Infinity Ward, it looks good while doing it. It sounds good, it feels good, it's a satisfying weapon to use, and that's really why I like it. I could go into stats all day. I could go through all of Exclusive Aces videos and Google spreadsheets and get all the stats and share them with you, but really what it comes down to, for me, when it comes to whether or not I like to use an assault rifle or any weapon in an FPS game, do I feel challenged when I use it? Yes, okay, that's good, but is it too much of a challenge? No, okay, that's great. So it's a fair challenge. And is it satisfying to get kills with? Yes, well, that's a great plus. And does it fit in with the meta while not feeling so easy to use that I'm gonna get insulted if I live stream myself using it? Yes, that's awesome. And those are sort of the questions I ask. I think a versatile rifle is a dependable rifle, and I want a weapon that I can depend upon in many different situations. And I like how every attachment you can put on the AK changes it drastically. From no stock to skeleton stock, Merc foregrip to commando foregrip, the conversion kit versus the 75 round magazine, the Romanian barrel versus the short barrel, it's all worth trying out. It looks good, it sounds good, it's satisfying to use, it fits in with the meta while still challenging the player and rewarding them appropriately. And the more I think about it, the more I think I really just love the AK-47 in this game. The M13's great, but at the end of the day, it is a low recoil 5.56 rifle, which is just sort of made for ease of use with the added benefit of rewarding somebody that can go for headshots, which is fantastic, but it's not as interesting. The FAMAS, Odin, and FAL feel like DMRs in a lot of ways. They're a little bit fussier, they're a little bit rough around the edges, and they require the right attachments for the right maps, and they sometimes feel like they leave me in the dust in certain engagements, especially against very sweaty, fast players. And to put it simply, the SCAR, in my opinion, just feels like a worse AK. I always think, yeah, it shoots faster, but at what cost? It's not lighter, especially with the attachments I like to use on it for longer range engagements, but it's not really great for long range engagements because it doesn't have a lot of ammo for that. It doesn't have enough ammo or damage to justify its usage compared to the AK in my opinion. Alright, so I'm done gushing in this video. I really like the AK-47, and more importantly, I like doing anime poses with the AK-47. So, do with that information what you will. I'll see you when I see you guys. Goodbye.